6-card deck instead of a 60-card deck is great.
Mm-hmm.
I do not expect Cataxian Probe to stay legal forever in Legacy. The card's just too good.
I agree.
I mean, it's a small edge, but it's there, and it's too good.
There's plenty of interactions. And sure enough.
Speaking of, all right, what are you working with, Eric Virgo? Daze, Brainstorm, Forked Bolt, Force of Will, True Name. No third land yet, but a Brainstorm.
Yeah.
All right.
Brainstorm fetch land seems pretty good way to.
Solid hand.
Yeah.
No pressure, but solid hand. But man, knowing about the days is obviously very, very useful information for Hani Alnheimer.
Yeah, completely changes the dynamic of this. Fork Bolt probably. I mean, there's plenty. The deck is chock full of 1/2s for that Fork Bolt to hit, so that makes sense as a keep.
Jeff was not going with Hani's name for the deck. No, in his mantra. We're just going to call it Deathblade.
That's fine.
I don't know what level Greater Rift the Eternal Weekend represents. I have to work that out. I think Eternal Weekend's maybe at level 70 Greater Rift. Pro Tour is like a level 90 maybe.
These are
you have no idea what I'm talking about. There's like 3 people in chat who play Diablo probably.
I mean, sometimes I get lost in conversation, but that I am just like, whew.
Somebody's got me, right?
Who's got it? Yanni kind of figuring out what he wants to do that first turn. Just crack a fetch. Play around Stifle while you don't have it. You're getting your Diablo references now.
Awesome.
It's interesting. So Hani played around Stifle during that first turn, and sure enough, Eric does top deck Stifle.
It's like I just saw your hand. There was no Stifle. I looked. I checked. Sorry, dude.
Them's the breaks.
Which then makes the days that much harder to play around, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, the goose. Problem with Eric's draw was no creatures.
Yeah.
That problem solved.
Finally got that one drop easily protected with some of those draws that he got off the Brainstorm.
I do play Path of Exile, Clay. Played a lot of Diablo 3 and my fair share of Path of Exile.
Okay. Yeah, I need to update my video game knowledge. It's been a while.
Neither of both the games I've talked about in this conversation are like 5 or 10 years old.
I know, but I still don't understand the references.
Path of Exile actually has a Magic connection. One of the founders of the company, Grinding Your Games, that built Path of Exile is Brian Weissman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, way back, right? He's the original builder of the deck.
Yeah.
The deck I still play in old school to this day. Yeah, Pro Tour regular back in the 90s. He's played a lot of Diablo 2 and, helped found a company that was basically trying to make Diablo 3 before Blizzard made it.
Wow.
And more or less succeeded.
Good. So Eric does get Goose Mana, but with the draws that he got off of that Brainstorm, he might be going for True Name Nemesis instead.
True Name.
Yeah, interesting 4 of in Hani's main deck. Monastery Mentor, which as a vintage aficionado, I don't get to see 4 of much anymore. So
that's why it's the monk set from Diablo 3.
Yeah, that's the connection.
The one, that's where the monk.
Yeah. That's
monk
how it all
epics
comes
or whatever you call them.
It all makes sense now.
I've started a fight between the Diablo 2 veterans and the Diablo 3 players.
Uh-oh.
My apologies.
I feel like that might come up often. Honey really playing around Wasteland here with his...
And the days he knows about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Stifle was huge. Like, he wants to play a Mentor here, and if he could resolve a Mentor here, he could possibly race the True Name.
Mm-hmm.
There's still that Daze. It's like, any chance you put the Daze on top with that Brainstorm? No, it's still there. Oh, and now it's got a Force of Will friend?
Wow.
Yikes. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Honey's hand is a lot of gas in it, but so does Eric's. And Eric's just kind of out in front.
I mean, at this point, Honey's at...
Yep, Cabal Therapy. Pretty good combo with Gitaxian Probe. Eric pitches the Daze, which is an interesting choice. I might have been tempted. Were those his only 2 blue cards? Am I forgetting?
He has
another Force of Will, right? But no blue card to go with it?
No. He had a Fork Bolt and a Nimble Mongoose.
Right. Don't you pitch Force to Force and keep the Daze?
I think so, yeah. Because at this point, Hani's got to have some sort of threat in his hand.
Right. I think you're supposed to pitch Force to the Force and keep the Daze here.
Yeah. I mean, Eric, this kind of deck is a tempo deck, so he hopefully by this point knows that Stoneforge Mystic is in the deck since he's down a game.
Yeah, here's tap out for Stoneforge Mystic. I do not like pitching that Daze at all.
Yeah, that's looking really bad here.
Like, you just leave yourself with nothing for this turn. I mean, maybe he knows there's a blue card on top from that Brainstorm, but...
Maybe he doesn't care because of the
Daze
Force Bolt?
it's one of those... It's hard to know how much work Daze is really doing when you're the one with the Daze, right?
Right.
You can't... Your opponent's trying to keep a poker face, so you never can tell exactly how annoyed they are, but... This feels like a spot where he kind of should have known.
Yeah, he does use that Fork Bolt, so maybe that's what he was depending on. And from the looks of it, from that line, that puts Nimble Mongoose as a 3/3. Could be a mistake. I can only see 6 on camera, but I'm pretty sure there's 7 there. Follow up Stoneforge.
Sure. And Hani knows there's a Force of Will in Eric's hand. He doesn't know what the card he drew off the top.
Oh.
It was a Spell Snare. Cute. Still on Force of Will that he can't cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really... The Force of Will is not looking so good right now. Really should be Daze, especially, I mean, once again, there's some plays that Honey's been making that Daze would have just been better than Force here.
Here's 6, though. Honey does drop down to 3.
He has a few anti-True Name Nemesis choices in the sideboard. Zealous Persecution, Toxic Deluge, Council's Judgment. So he's really looking for one of those and has a Force of Will backup for it. But
Eric's on Pyroblast with the Force of Will.
Yeah, yeah, he did not draw the pitch card this turn.
Ponder gets Pyroblasted. Fair enough. Is Hani in enough trouble that he needs to force back? He doesn't even have a blue card, does he? He's on Batterskull,
no, it doesn't
Plow, Force of Will, but the other cards I think are white and Artifact.
Yeah, I think I see Mentor and yeah, some other artifact.
Deathrite gets him some mana.
Looks like I think the other card was an Engineer Explosives.
Isn't he just dead?
Yeah, he's just dead. Can't block this.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
On to game 3.
Yeah, it's
during which I will try not to make quite so many Monk references, Diablo 3 references, but
I mean, I'm
not promising nothing.
Yeah, I as long as you accept the fact that I might not get the Diablo specific Monk references, I'm more likely to get a Tibetan reference.
Fair. It's another way you can go. It's more the magic vibe for the Monk.
So, players all tied up at this point.
Yeah, Hani probably goes for the Persecution and the Deluge if he didn't already have him in his deck.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not entirely sure what Hani got to see in the first game since he was able to take it down, so his sideboarding may change a little bit now they've seen True Name Nemesis.
He's definitely, you see him looking through his deck, so
yeah,
he's adjusting something.
Yeah, there might be also, we were kind of talking about it with Brian Koval last round about these Delver decks and the use of Daze. We might see Eric kind of take the Dazes out on the draw and board in something else, maybe some sort. I don't know if he boarded in any of these one casting cost options with the Spell Pierce and the Flusterstorm, but yeah, the Daze, he said that the Daze was just too much of a tempo loss on the draw, so we definitely see that change up.
Reasonable.
So Sylvan Library is probably in his deck already for game 2, so if I were to choose. Another one I see actually, Rough and Tumble is in Eric's sideboard. That probably came in as well.
Hey, Jeff, is Eric Virgo 6-1 or is he 7-0? I think he's 7-0. When the pairings came through, I thought they had him on 21, so. Hani, I believe, is 6-0-1. Yeah, so this is not an elimination match. Both players, even the loser of this match, will still control their own destiny for top 8.
Wow.
I mean, we're getting deep, and we're getting up there, right? Round 8. There's still 3 rounds after this one, like 9, 10, and 11. We're not there yet, but
yeah,
these guys are pretty deep in.
Yeah, and it's impressive. I mean, I love seeing it. We talked about, like, it feels so long ago, hours ago. We were talking about what we expected to see here today, and we were kind of talking about some of those archetypes that have showcased some power and legacy over the past couple months.
Yeah, and somehow Mark gave me an over-under on Delver of 1.5. I got to snap that over. How do you put the over-under on Delver in the top 8 at 1.5?
He did not tell me that one. He was throwing like all the other ones that you guys kind of talked about, but Delver was not on the list because I would snap off the over on that too. I can't believe that was even a line. 1.5. Yeah, I think what was it? 20.5 on Brainstorm.
Yeah, he didn't ask me that one. I heard him ask you. That made sense.
Okay.
16.5 on Deathrite was the other over I have.
Okay. I'm taking. I think that was the one that I went with the under on.
I still feel all right.
Yeah. Need some sort of competition. What?
All right, mulligan from Eric Virgo. It's going to keep these 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a scry, so keeping those.
Keeping it on top.
What you got? The Goose and the Mandrills. I still insist those guys can't possibly get along. They can't be friends. They really want different things to happen.
Yeah, there's some sort of, I mean,
rivalry maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's some sort of Animal Kingdom thing. It's not as good. It's not as much of a rivalry as if it were a goose and a snake. But
well, I mean, I think the mandrills might be friends with the snake. That's my real theory.
That sounds like something out of the Jungle Book. But yeah, a little bit of dyssynergy there, but it seems to be working out for Eric so far.
Fair. He gets 7-0.
Hani going for a dual land this time. We're not seeing the basics. I guess since Eric has no Wasteland right now and a Mana Light hand in general, he probably expects Eric to not want to fire off Wastelands that quickly.
Makes sense. Well, here's Deathrite.
Choosing to go for the volcanic here. No, that makes sense.
Down goes Deathrite Shaman. No turn 2 Monastery Mentor for you.
Yeah, that was one of the things back when Forg Ataxian Probe was legal in Vintage and Monastery Mentor was on its tear. Let's see the probe in hand, just Mentor Probe.
I like the idea behind this Deathblade deck a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mentor.
I mean, Gitaxian Probe is great with Mentor, great with just Magic, the game, and great with Cabal Therapy, right?
Yeah.
The Black Splash for the Cabal Therapy suits this really well, in my opinion.
Good food for the Deathrite Shaman, although obviously Ponder and Brainstorm doing quite some work there as well.
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally an Esper-colored deck, just the tiny green for... Do you have actual green spells, or is it just the activation of Deathrite?
I think it might just be the activation. The fact that the way the deck's written out with the capital blue-white, lowercase black, in parentheses lowercase green.
Right, right. I mean, I like the build in theory. It looks great on paper.
Yeah.
And it's playing pretty well here, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's undefeated right now.
Yeah, and it's fully 4 probe, fully 4 main deck Cabal Therapy.
Wow.
And then you get your Stoneforge package. You get to be a Force of Will deck. You get to be a Monastery Mentor deck. I like it.
Yeah.
It's basically all the good cards.
Is
he
it,
gets Deathrite, he gets Brainstorm, and I like this deck.
Is it something you're going to try when you get home?
Maybe.
Ticks all the boxes.
It's also, I do also note, though, Hani's already on a draw, and here we are with, I don't know if that clock is completely accurate. It's possible that they had an extension. Okay, they do have an extension from a deck check, so
that's good.
We're not at 4 minutes. We're trying to find out exactly how long their extension actually is. But, I mean, if there's some danger of another draw here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might be the only thing that can defeat Hani Allenheimer.
Eric kind of going through his choices. It was rough because of one.
Okay, they have plenty of time. It's an 18-minute time extension, so 15 for the deck check, and then 3 from when they move them up to the front table to get them under the camera.
Okay.
So I think they've got like 20 minutes left for this, not 3.
So Eric,
those of you asking in chat if we could get a time extension to make sure we finish this match, yes.
Yeah.
For you, we'll do it.
If you want this to play out, yeah, that's absolutely yours to see.
But only because you asked nicely.
Yeah, there was some sort of deck check thing, whatever. I had 20 minutes. So it was nice. Eric found the second land, so that he was able to play the Mongoose after having to waste the one on bolting that first turn Deathrite Shaman. Doesn't like what he sees.
Shuffles off the Ponder.
All right, there's another Deathrite Shaman. Is
he thinking about a Force of Will?
Possibly.
He's thinking about it. Doesn't look like he's going to do it.
No. Yeah, I feel like the Brainstorm's a bit more valuable next turn to dig and try to get that Mongoose to a 3/3 at least for one turn.
Days off the top. Brainstorm. Again, Hooting Mandrills is in the hand saying, I want to eat that graveyard. Let me eat it. No, don't put me back in the deck with Brainstorm. What are you doing?
Eric just doesn't want both of them, and this is his chance to.
I couldn't see if he did put it back. I'm just imagining the conversation in my head.
Yeah. It's a weird dynamic, especially now that Deathrite's out there to kind of mess around with the Mongoose math and eating some of the lands and sorceries and such, that it becomes this little game that's just like, maybe I just slam the mandrills and take away a lot of fuel.
He kept hooting mandrills. I don't think he put it back.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, obviously he's shuffling away whatever he brainstormed back with his fetch land, but I thought I saw the flash of green still in his hand.
Okay.
The backup tropical.
Ponder this time. Do you think we see the hooting mandrills this turn?
I don't know. It's obviously there's a dis-synergy there, but hooting mandrills is still big. You're right about the Deathrite being already an enemy of Mongoose.
One thing that I saw in Hani's hand, he does have a Swords to Plowshares right now. So that could...
I mean, Eric had a Daze go through his hand that turn. I don't know if he kept it. I actually think he shuffled the Daze back. All right. Big hoots. Mongoose got in one attack. Got in one attack at 3-3. Now he's dead. He's like, oh, I'm so far away.
Right back down.
I mean, hooting mandrills does seem like it would win in a fight with Mongoose, right?
Yeah. Yeah, even if the Mongoose was feeling full of itself, it's just puff up to a 3-3 and the mandrills just hoot it away.
Your round one pairings have now been posted. Please find your seats.
I'm just really worried about the Swords of Plowshares in Hani's hand and taking care of the mandrills and kind of punishing Eric for that.
He's thinking about Daze right now. That's what he's thinking about.
Okay.
He's like, do I end-step plow? I mean, the Deathrite Shaman has summoning sickness, so he ain't getting any Daze mana out of that guy. He's look at him, finger the Tundra. Does he have a Daze? He would have put it back with Brainstorm, right? Even if he did have one go through his hand. Do I tap out the plow? I want this mana next turn. Nah, I can't risk it.
Yeah.
Can't risk it. Wow.
Uh-oh.
All right. We'll go Mentor first. That gets Force of Will. Deathrite is this white mana for plow, or has he got something else?
Brainstorm into Flusterstorm.
Ooh, Flusterstorm for the Force. That is before the Mentor gets into play, of course. So no Monk tokens. Nothing to wear in his mantra yet. And yeah, Eric did shuffle away the Daze.
Okay. Hani felt good there for a moment before he brainstormed with the Mentor actually resolving there. Easily could have let that Flusterstorm finish countering, and then the Daze picks up a land.
Is that where we are? Has the Mentor?
Eric, the Mentor is in play. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Mentor is in play. It was just.
Yeah.
Get in with that mandrill.
Delver. Well, Hani Alnheimer gets to untap with Monastery Mentor in play.
Yeah.
Does he? He's got Swords to Plowshares, Swords to Plowshares. So by waiting and playing around Daze, he actually gets monks out of these plows now too.
There you go.
Down goes Hooting Mandrills. Out comes Monk token. He's going to use beads to represent the prowess triggers as well, it looks like. Maybe he was slow rolling the whole time. I do like him playing around Daze there. Like, he could definitely, the fact that he's going to get value off the Mentor if he waits. Takes 5, but he was at 14.
Yeah.
I like Hani's line. Daze would have been such a blowout.
So, I mean, we're going to see the second sword spot. I don't know if do we see the second one here, or do we wait to pump up the other monk? Well, I guess we're making that decision.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Yeah, he might.
He has to tap his Deathrite if he wants to plow, so maybe not.
Yeah, that's a.
Is it a 1/1 Delver? Delver flipping makes it more likely we slave the plow.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if it's a 1/1, whatever. Block with my Deathrite Shaman, right?
Yeah.
And then hit you for 2 with my Deathrite Shaman. All right. Response to the Ponder, I think Eric is going to go ahead and, fire off the plow before Eric can find any potential counter magic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Now that Delver flips, Deathrite's going to make white mana instead of blocking a 1/1. I mean, he lost a point. He lost 1 point of damage this way, but if the Delver hadn't flipped, he'd just be in a better spot.
Yeah. The fun thing, doing it on Eric's turn allows the Monk token that was already there to be a 2/2 to block the Mongoose.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good point. Yeah, this does actually make him better at blocking, doesn't it? Better at blocking the Mongoose anyway.
Yeah.
Eric Virgo finally going to take a loss.
Yeah, his body language is certainly saying that right now.
I don't think Team Delver is super well set up to deal with Monastery Mentor plus a couple tokens.
Yeah.
All right, this is not exactly a sweeper deck. Okay. Pass so that the Prowess trigger wears off. Lightning Bolt your Mentor. Does Hani have 2 instants? That would be kind of insane. I mean, Eric has to go for it here. I don't think he can. His play's fine. He's either going to kill the Mentor or get blown out, and that's fine. You take that. Wow, he does. He's got another plow.
Wow.
Do you plow your own Monk to save the Mentor is the question.
That might be worth it. It's just so much damage right now.
Oh, he's got more than that. Whoa. That you concede. I'm done. You not only countered my Swords of Plowshare, you also killed my untargetable Nimble Mongoose. What the hell?
Okay, yeah, that would be the one.
Complete blowout. The Zealous Persecution saves the Mentor, gives everybody a Prowess trigger, kills the...